I hope you like dust, because the new Rainbow Six Siege content brings with it a lot of dust, among other things. That's probably the weirdest intro I've ever done to a video, but I'm just going to go with it. The new Operation Dustline content brings with it 2 new operators, a new map, new weapon skins, new headgear, and a host of other additions, as well as gameplay improvements and tweaks. There's a lot for us to get through here. A big shout out to Ubisoft for the way they present their patch notes on the website for these content drops. It makes for very easy reading with all the information put together very well. With that being said, before we get stuck in, I have a sponsored message from Audible.com. This is a website packed full of audiobooks for you to download and listen to. Over 250,000 in fact. I'd recommend World War I History in an hour if you'd like to brush up on your BF1 knowledge before the game's out. Very concise and it cuts out all of the fluff. If you'd like to sign up, there's a link down below in the description, audible.com/jackfrags, and if you use that, you'll get a free 30-day trial and a book to download for free. Right then, back to the Rainbow Six news. Firstly, the 2 new operators. We've got one defender called Valkyrie, that's a grill, and one attacker called Blackbeard. He's a guy with a beard rather than an actual pirate, but instead they're both Navy SEALs, so I guess maybe a pirate. Either way, Valkyrie has either a SPAS 12 shotgun or a SIG MPX as her primary weapon and a Desert Eagle as her secondary. In terms of gadgets, she can either have a shield or a nitro cell. Her unique ability is the addition of 4 black eye cameras, a sticky camera that she can deploy on surfaces at her desire. This gives her the ability to catch the attacking team off guard by knowing their positions, assuming the cameras are placed in smart spots and not easily visible because they can be destroyed. And also, if this ever happens in a game, you can actually kill enemy players with them. It does like 5 damage a time, so good luck with that. There's a challenge for you.
Look at my down, look at my down, look at my down, look at my down.
Blackbeard, on the other hand, either has a Scar H or an MK11 as his primary, and he too has a Desert Eagle as his pistol. For gadgets, he's got the breaching charge and or stun grenade, and his unique ability is a transparent armoured rifle shield. Let me take that back for a second. He has a shield that's attached to his rifle, and it makes you move a bit slower when you put it on. I know it sounds crazy because it is, and it's really, really good at the moment. Dare I say OP, but essentially he can walk around aiming his rifle at people and have a shield covering his face and upper half of his body towards his head at the same time as shooting at them, so it's really good for head glitching and peeking. Not too sure what I make of it, to be honest, at the moment. I think it's a bit too good, as I said. The new map is called Border. The Rainbow Six team have been called in to help out law enforcement regain control of the border, hence the name Border. It's genius, I know. Now, it's a pretty cool looking map, probably the prettiest in the game and the most destructive, and this is way more open plan than you'd expect from the previous maps. There is a small problem though. I wanted to jump on the brand new map when it became available and play it loads, but unfortunately it's not as easy as it would seem. Over the last couple of days I've played for around 6 hours in casual, and I've only played the new map twice, so that kind of sucks. I even had it set up in my preferences to only play that map, as did the guys that I was playing with, but we still have only got to play it twice, and this is a big issue. If there are new maps out, I want the option to actually play them. So does everyone else. It just makes sense. I don't want to have to play all the vanilla maps for hours and hours just to get a chance to play the new map. The map preferences don't seem to work at all, and this really needs to be looked at. Like, I'd like to see an option to play the new DLC maps added into the game, just so I can select the map and go, hey, I want to play this, or maybe at the end of the round have a voting system that comes up where the players in the lobby can pick and say, yes, this many want to play this map next, and then it would load that map. That would be awesome. With this DLC, we also get 2 new customization options, headgear and charms. Headgear now gives you the option to change up your player's headgear and customize it to look pretty cool. Custom gas masks, coloured helmets, face paint, it all helps to make your character very different and original. Pulse gets one that gives him a blindfold. Not quite sure how that's going to work out as a tactical option, but whatever. The charms, on the other hand, are small little items that hang from your weapon to just make it a bit more unique and cute, I guess. Kawaii! Little Rainbow Six soldiers, a unicorn, skull and crossbones. There's a lot of scope and some cool little items. All in all, it's just a bit of extra customization that's optional, and it doesn't harm or change the gameplay at all, so I'm all for it. Thankfully, it's not just customizations that have been added, there are some real noticeable improvements here as well. Take for instance the addition of the end of game winning team showcase. After the final round, the team that wins will have its operators displayed to both their team and the losing team to see in all their glory with all their customization stuff. And also an MVP for the match, which does a dramatic chipmunk zoom in. It's a pretty small addition, but it's a cool idea. The actual best change though, to be honest, is the ability to now customize your operator's loadout between each round, and this really should have been in the game from the launch, but at least it's in now. This means that in between rounds you can head to your operator in the menu, press enter on the gun you want to customize and change things up in terms of scopes and weapon attachments. This is a welcome change and it's been a very long time coming. You'd be forgiven for thinking that was all that made it into this update because that's quite a lot already, but you'd be wrong. There are a significant amount of balance changes as well, starting with some of the sights in the game. The red dot sight and the triangle sight have both had their size reduced to better help for precision accuracy. It does make a big difference, would you believe it? Now for a quick speed run through some of the other changes. Are you ready? This is going to be quick. Tachanka's LMG is now easier to place and use. Not only that, but you'll be able to interact with it much faster than before. Montagna's shield now adds side protection. He looks like he's in a little booth. Pushing into rooms will now give him more protection from his flanks. Do you like using those nitro cells on Frost? Well, sorry, Frost no longer has a nitro cell. Shame, but they're kind of making her more into a trapper. She does, however, still have the obscene super shotgun, so it's not all bad. Her nitro cell has been replaced with barbed wire. IQ's gadget now has improved visibility. It's actually pretty good now. You can see through the screen here clearly, and you're going to be able to see outline of detected devices as well as pulse when he's using his heartbeat scanner. Are you keeping up? Because there's plenty more to get through, like Thatcher's EMP grenade for instance. It now has a range reduction from 7 meters to 5.2 meters. The reason is to stop him from throwing one grenade into a room and clearing out every single gadget in there. It makes sense. Also, Sledge has had his breaching charges swapped for stun grenades, and Thermite's frag grenades have been replaced with stun grenades. Talking of swaps, Buck has had his breaching charges ripped away from him and they've been replaced with grenades. That's not all though. His shotgun has lost some range, but his C8 rifle has had its horizontal recoil reduced, so I guess it all balances out. We're on the final stretch now. We can see the finish line. The FBI SWAT recruit shield will now have heavy armor. This reduces his speed as Ubisoft felt a good player could use him and be too aggressive. Shotguns overall have had a bit of a tweak. They now do their max damage over a slightly greater range. This seems like madness to me because I already thought they were amazing, but let's see how good it works. Basically, the shotguns will be more effective at longer ranges. Flash hiders and compensators have seen some tweaks as well. They should actually have a more meaningful use. Flash hiders will now see the weapon reduced back to center faster, and the compensator caps the maximum recoil, both valid now depending on your playstyle. There's also a change to gadget placement, which will make putting gadgets down a lot easier. Instead of holding a button, then letting go, you'll actually be able to get the gadget out in your hands and hold to place it down. You can also cancel it at any time and turn the feature on or off in the options if you don't like it. And lastly, stun grenades are going to be more effective and detonate faster after contact with a surface. Okay, so that's it for the balance changes. There have been some updates to rank play too though. There's now a seasonal ranked beta and reward system, so every player that gains a rank will gain a reward based on their rank when the season has finished. You'll now also receive a 50% renown penalty for a fixed time if you abandon a game, and all ranks are now displayed in the after action report. Also, expect the ranked matchmaking to group you with players closer to your skill level. This is a constant tweak that I've talked about before, so I imagine it's going to keep improving over time. And finally, to ensure that the ranking system is a bit more robust, it will now take you 10 games instead of 5 to get your rank. There are some other miscellaneous changes, but they are good, like the ability to now skip the intro sequence by pressing any button. You could do this on PC by deleting the video folder, but now you can just press a button. Oh, and finally, a change to reduce the exposure to an operator's head whilst aiming. Basically, they've grouped the head placement and the camera closer together. This should help certain situations like the example they used, where you're looking down from a window and someone can see your head, but you cannot see theirs. So hopefully that's going to improve head glitching in the game. Overall, there's a load of balance tweaks here, improvements. You've got the 2 new operators, the new map, and bug fixes in this patch. And if you're a fan of the game, then it's a great deal of new content and stuff to get your teeth stuck into. I just really hope that I could play the new map more. I want to be able to select it or at least vote on it at the end of a round. So I just want to play the damn thing. It's actually pretty good, but I just don't have much experience on it yet. So there we have it, guys. As always, if you enjoyed the video, do give me a thumbs up. That would be awesome. If you didn't, thumbs down. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.